always want the juicier
Are we
burger.
live?
Hey!
Turn that down. It was a little loud. Wow.
Oh, it's Friday.
Are we good over here?
We are good, Anthony. Take it
I guess
away.
we're live too, and we're filming. What's up, guys? Delmedico SVG Solar. We're going to give you guys a quick recap. We got some burgers in front of us on why contractors are going solar to enhance and add value to the storm model or to the retail roofing model.
Yeah.
So, a lot of guys had questions on the add-on financing. How does that increase how does that lead to faster builds? What's the solar VIG? How do I get paid by the finance company? How is this going to affect the supplementing the job?
Right.
How fast do I get paid? Do I have to install the solar? Do I have to schedule and coordinate? So a lot of questions, guys. So let me break this thing down in terms of cheeseburgers so some people understand this. And I'm going to get into the details. This burger here, if you're a storm restoration contractor, it means a roofer or a general contractor focused on storm claims. This is a 25-year 3-tab or a 30-year architectural, perhaps sitting in a state of Texas or Florida or anywhere in the country. Pretend like Allstate or State Farm price. This one, you know, I'm telling you, they give you the 5 line items instead of 15. No overhead and profit. They're not paying for starter and ridge. Their waste is 5%. It should have been 20. They're calling it a 20-year 3-tab. Should have been a 25-year. I mean, every trick in the book to keep that burger slim for the contractor. Okay? Depreciate the hell out of it, yada, yada, yada. And on top of it, have a huge deductible.
Yep.
This burger is hard to create and turn into this burger. So what most roofing contractors, storm restoration contractors, including myself, have been doing is taking the ACV check on this burger, supplementing, going through third-party supplement companies, sometimes public adjusters, sometimes attorneys, to try to create this burger. This burger is a little juicier. That burger has overhead and profit on it, right? They might have paid for starter and ridge. They moved my waste up to 15%. Maybe they're still fighting me on O&P. But it's doable. Now I got my 40 or 50% profit margin versus my 18%, okay? That's the war that's going on right now. And this war is getting harder and harder and harder and slower to get to this burger. Not on every job. Some insurance companies come out and do it right. They get you Chubb, Fireman's Fund, Prudential. You got a burger ready to eat. What I'm talking about is when we add the solar add-on financing model, what happens is how do we speed up that job? How do we make it more profitable? And how do we get to this juicy burger right here, okay?
The quadruple stack burger.
The quadruple stack burger, the triple profit sandwich, in other words. So let's start from scratch from there. Now we got your attention with the burgers. The solar model has a sales story within itself, a true utility savings, 30, 40, sometimes 20 to 40% for the homeowner. That's the old solar sale, right? It has the add-on button, as we all know and everybody's learning about, 1.9% over 25 years. We can get a re-roof in there. We can't re-roof a tile roof. We can't re-roof a commercial roof. But I'm talking about your standard asphalt shingle, residential re-roof, 15, 20 grand. Happens all the time in the solar world as an add-on because you can't put solar on an old roof. Am I right?
That's absolutely right.
And some of the guys watching this go, well, why do I care? The insurance company bought my 25-year 3-tab. Why do I care? Well, because if we hit the add-on button at 1.9% over 25 years, there's a true savings that solar is now providing. Maybe the utility bill was $242, now it's gone down to $120.
Yep.
When we hit that add-on button, that solar offset savings is paying for that re-roof, that roof upgrade, and that deductible at 1.9% over 25 years. So it's not just a finance model where the customer's paying for it. It's in fact, on a finance model, the offset of the utility bill is actually paying for this.
Exactly.
And our utility bill is oftentimes the same, sometimes lower than it was before, even after you add the deductible re-roof. We've done multiple scenarios for this, okay? Why is that important? Well, let's go back and look at the burgers. You can back up. You don't have to be that close, they'll see it. Because right now, these guys are fighting to get that profitable 40, 50% profit margin from the cheap insurance company, right? At that kitchen table, we have about 15 minutes using a solo digital presentation model, which we're doing here in boot camp, to teach guys how to qualify that customer for a 600 above credit score to get the roof upgrade, the deductible, in some cases the re-roof itself paid for, so I get here immediately. This burger's gone, now I got what I want.
Right.
Take that 25-year 3-tab, Texas, $5,000 deductible, $7,000 deductible, 4 line item Allstate price, just trying to get rid of you. Now I can get to this burger much faster through the finance model, okay? I think everybody's starting to slowly get that. Well, I got some calls from some PAs and attorneys this week that said, hey man, you're talking about all the solar stuff, how's that gonna affect me? How's that gonna affect the supplement company? You can still supplement the job. This process can still happen, but we finance this process to happen faster. What does that mean? Faster cash flow for you, a faster bill, a happier customer. You also now have incurred costs. And for the smart ones out there, the contractors that know what that means, the public adjusters, the attorneys, means if I actually have the gumption and the cash flow, because I need cash flow to do it, to go ahead and say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to wait on these line items games. Maybe they paid for a half roof. Maybe she got tarps for a roof, she needs a roof on next week. If I can push that finance button and get paid, I got incurred cost, right? I mean, I have a job that's done, and I can still play the supplement game. You with me?
Absolutely.
So although it's financed to speed up my production, I can still play my games. You know, you might have a PA on it, you might have an attorney on it, you might have you might be doing a supplement yourself or using a supplement company. There's still that supplement process that's going on. That's going to make this burger even juicier, correct?
That's right.
I might get that supplement later on, but I was allowed to get to here faster through the finance button. Incurred costs means more leverage to get your supplement or your price approved. The ballers out there know what I'm talking about. Most guys don't do that because they want to get those line items up before they build because they don't want to get stuck eating an 18% profit sandwich when they could have had 40 to 50%. Yeah. So by hitting that finance model, guys, back here at the kitchen table, 600 above credit score, mind you, I'm allowed to move into that build extremely fast. I know I'm getting paid by the finance company. And by the way, that check comes right to the contractor, not the property. That's a key difference between the deals we set up with solar manufacturers and installers versus a lot of those other solar companies out there. Yeah. A lot of those guys, financing goes to the property owner, and we negotiate and make sure it goes to the contract because we already know what's going to happen there. Incurred cost means leverage. That means your PA, your supplement company yourself has a lot more leverage to get your high exactment line item price approved, which is your invoice, or your lump sum, if you're Bradley Gardner, your lump sum contract. A lot easier to get that approved when you have it as incurred cost. Yeah. And some PAs that came in yesterday understood that, and they're looking at it as possibly a disadvantage to them. It's actually an advantage to them, allows their contractors to move faster. If guys can move faster and get cash flow in their pocket, they can generate more claims to those PAs and attorneys that are out there looking for that kind of work. So there's a huge story within itself here for a more profitable job. So I think we covered that. Now, how do we get from this burger to this burger?
Big juicy burger.
Big one. 4 patties, triple decker. There's a solar VIG. So not only are we using a finance model to get that upgrade paid for, that deductible, we got a solar VIG. Now I don't know how much solar panels or how many squares a house is. You know, he says the average is 5 to 7. 3 to 7K, somewhere in between. Maybe it's 5K average that you're going to make because you finance the solar in addition to your roof upgrade, deductible, and re-roof. So now what we did is we turned. Let's go back to our hamburgers. I want to make sure everybody understands this. We turned that crappy Allstate State Farm price 3-tab or architectural asphalt shingle roof very quickly into a job we could build that looks like this. And because we use the solar financing model, bear with me, not only did we get my deductible paid for, we'll say the insurance company paid with their first patty, I got my deductible paid for. Some of you guys are eating deductibles, you won't admit it. Some of you are smart, like what I used to do is train my guys to use the ACV monies on the bullshit trades to wash the deductible out. And some people are making their customers pay it. But at the end of the day, if I have a $15,000 deductible, I'm a businessman. Yeah. And a guy represents an opportunity to me at my kitchen table to push a button and not have to pay him $15,000 and not have to bring a 25-year 3-tab to, let's say, a Certainty triple laminate presidential shake, which could be a $10,000 or $15,000 upgrade. And he can push a button, I can get those things I want, and I don't have to pay for them right now. I'm going to hit that button. And so now I got the upgraded roof, which most guys are not selling appropriately in the industry. I got my deductible paid for. I got my money from the carrier. And now I got my solar VIG. I just turned what could have been on a net profit, let's say a $20,000 job after sales commissions and all the BS and all the supplementing headaches. I just turned that $2,000 profit job, net profit, maybe $3,000, to a $10,000 profit sandwich. Okay? Why is this important? Because some of you guys, unlike the solar guys are just looking for the solar sale and the solar VIG. Okay? For them, for that industry, That's the Solar VIG.
And this is only on an 8 kilowatt system, guys.
For you contractors that already have a pipeline, you don't even have to learn how to knock. There's solar door knocks in our course. You can learn how to convert solar into storm and storm into solar, yada, yada, yada. I get it. But for a lot of you guys, you already have a massive pipeline. You already got 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 guys out there. They're already sitting at the kitchen table. All we're doing is interjecting the finance model at the kitchen table because you got one chance, guys. I mean, I spent a lot of time in SVGU and training, killer closing techniques. Once that salesman cuts the deal, it's very important. Whether they're building on insurance proceeds or they're dropping a price, they're getting rid of the bullshit trades, they're saying this is the deal, we're washing the deductible on ACV or you're paying your deductible. Once that deal's cut and that first ACV check comes out, that's a consummated build contract. Okay, you're going to be stuck in that contract for the most part, meaning you only got one chance to do this right. Your sales guys, and I love a lot of guys, I used to hire a lot of green beans, and I had to teach them what's ACV, what's a deductible, what's depreciation. Your salespeople are actually pretty smart, the ones that are running insurance claims. They're not like the average retail roofer. They're crunching numbers, and lots of them, on an insurance claim. For someone, it takes a little while to learn how to do that. And they're dropping a price, they're figuring out what to do with the deductible. It's not just sell, build, collect, it's a lot of stuff. What this model does is allows them to take a second step to quickly become this burger on that job, and possibly, hopefully this one, as long as they sold the solar along with, obviously with the financing, has to go hand in hand. Another thing, we go up to here, positives. You can tell I'm a little excited about this. You can now sell retail roofs, okay? Imagine if you got no storm. Your second year storm, you're dying on the vines for work. You don't always have to propose to that property that you need an insurance claim to sell a roof. You now have a model. You have a model that allows you to sell roofs. A lot of guys ask, do I have to install it? Do I have to learn about warranties, all that?
Your job's done at the kitchen table, guys. No scheduling, no liability, no special licenses, no installing, no storms, no cash, no problem, guys. We made the process so easy for everyone to click that button at the kitchen table and start eating these real juicy burgers, guys.
Guys, so listen, we got a new course inside SVGU. It's called a solar course. It's an add-on course. We've probably signed up, I don't know, close to 60 companies. They go too fast. Go 60 companies in the last, I don't know, since Winter Storm. We started this conversation. I've learned a lot more filming with Farhad. We have a 25 chapter course now. We're adding another 25 chapters here in a couple weeks because every time a question comes up,
we're making videos.
We make another film to answer that question. So eventually that thing will be seamless in terms of how to sign up. The first step is to learn about the opportunity. And some guys are like, I hate solar. What's the dealer fees? Look, nobody cares about the dealer fees because the dealer fees are hidden over 25 years. When Mrs. Smith doesn't have to pay $15,000 out of pocket, and the solar offset over 25 years is paying for her deductible and roof, it's all right there in Solo and comes up as a mathematical equation. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It's almost impossible for a property owner not to push that button when you present it right. So our solar course at SVG University shows you, really goes over the whole philosophical model of how the financing works. How do I sit down at that kitchen table and teach my guys step by step by step? How do I use the add-on? How do I do this? We've broken down in the course. We've had a lot of questions, so we're always adding more chapters. That's what we do here. We're also doing a solar boot camp here on July 9th and 10th. That's in 2 weeks, the weekend after July 4th. I think we have 18 spots left out of 50.
Yep, we're actually running out of spots fairly quickly.
Running out of spots. We're doing it right here. I mean, I can house 50 people in my own office for training. We're going to take a shuttle. So on Thursday at 11, we're going to start at 11.
11 to 3, and then we're going to have a little lunch break. And then we're going to have a private shuttle that's going to take everyone down to the Titan headquarters.
Titan Solar Power.
Shake some hands with some high execs over there, see the warehouse, see how the operations are ran. You guys are going to love it. It's a one-of-a-kind experience that they granted us.
They'll look at the little different solar panels, you know, the Tesla power unit and all that kind of stuff. They have all that in there. They have like an airport hangar full of product.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to be a master at that product because Farhad and the Titan team will answer any questions and give you recommendations in real time through the solar presentation about what type of panels to put on that house. It's all through digital. It's a beautiful thing to unfold. And the application, the financial application process happens via Solo.
Exactly.
Correct?
Process is super quick and streamlined.
15 minutes at the kitchen table. So it's one thing to sit here and talk about. It's another thing to come here and actually go through it. And that's what we're doing on July
9th and 10th.
9th and 10th.
Yep.
2 half days, because I know some of you guys don't want to wreck your work week. So you come in Thursday night if you want. There'll be a networking event at Montelucia. Some of the guys asked to come in Friday morning, which is why we pushed it to 11.
Yep.
We're going to cover all the financing and how it works here from 11 to 3. We take the shuttle down to Titan Solar Power, meet the players. That's who's going to be doing all the installs. That's who warranties the work for 25 years. You guys don't have to do anything except learn how to push a button at the kitchen table and how to push paper to add value to that job, to make this from this. And that's what everybody wants. More profitable jobs, faster builds, and more value to that customer. In long term, after I've seen this whole thing play out, a lot of value to that customer when this is done right. Instead of playing this waiting game, instead of playing, think about the half roofs. Think about the repairs out there. Think about some of those jobs in Lake Charles. They still got tarps on them today, waiting for a year and a half in litigation. Guess what? They can still go to litigation. I bet those lawyers would actually like incurred cost, and this gives the cash flow to the contractor to put the roof on. They can still go after it with a public adjuster or litigation. But the contractor's getting paid instead of starving to death in the process.
Exactly.
And that's important because that's what keeps entrepreneurs alive is cash flow. And that's why I like this model. The finance model is incredible. You know, when we started this with you guys in Titan, I originally thought you guys were just paying me to shoot a course, and I was trying to hustle a vendor booth. Yeah. When you guys came in and we started shooting a course after Win a Storm, I realized there's a serious mathematical model here that needs to be interjected in the industry. That's why we're excited about it. We're also wrapping the
Sprinter.
The Sprinter, and we're starting the Solar Roadshow.
Starting in Texas, huh?
Starting in Dallas, July 19th. And we're going to hit Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston. Then we'll hit all the southern sea states, Lake Charles, New Orleans.
Georgia.
Places I don't remember all the names. Alabama, Mississippi, some of the cities down there.
Definitely making it all the way down to Florida, yep.
We're going to do a 10-city tour in Florida. Then we're going to come back under the southern states, but the one up. So you got like Nashville, Tennessee, Louisville, Kentucky, maybe even up there in South Carolina.
South Carolina, North Carolina, yep.
South Carolina, and come back, Oklahoma City, and then back to Texas. I'll let the word out right now. It looks like we're doing the deal. I did the initial deposit on the Dallas Convention Center. We will be doing Dallas in the middle of February at the Win the Storm Conference and Trade Show Expo. In Dallas. We've never done Texas before. Thought it was time to give Texas a little love. I know everybody has their thoughts on where we should do it every year, but we got to move it around and we do it where it makes sense. We had a lot of positive press and feedback on that. I would highly expect that this year at Win the Storm, you're going to see a lot of solar vendors like Titan, Delmedico. They're already booking in. You're going to see a lot of solar guys that aren't in the storm industry. And you're going to see a lot of converted contractors who now offer solar as a division. Look, guys, the solar is going to quadruple in the next 10 years. I think it's already over $100 billion here in the U.S.
Oh, probably even bigger.
It's growing. You got to jump on the bandwagon, guys, because at some point your customers are going to expect it of you. And if you don't offer this finance model at the kitchen table, and Johnny down the street does, do the math on what's going to happen. One guy's going to walk out with a deal, and the other one's not. So our solar course is the first step. We've signed up many companies on that. The second step is to become a dealer. That's what Farhad does as part of our solar division, is works with you, gets you set up as a dealer, gets you set up as a preferred contractor with Titan, so that those finance checks come right to you and not the property owners, which you want, and really show you how it all works.
Yeah, guys, once you guys submit your contracts and we get everything back, Rachel here is actually sending out your onboarding docs. She's creating all the solo accounts, so make sure you're submitting all your logos and all your reps. And yeah, guys, we got a lot of guys on board right now. Make sure you don't miss out. It's a big opportunity.
We also have, as you guys know, we launched 𝐒𝐴 Digital Marketing. So on the other side of this wall is a massive, we got a film, green room. We got a website landing page editor, full-time working for clients. If you want a facelift so your company looks like solar, which you will need, we can very easily interject into your current website a landing page or page on your menu tab that converts to solar leads.
Solar leads, yeah.
It's got a lead capture form.
If you guys need help with logos, anything digital, we can take care of that here in-house.
I think Dope Marketing, you guys probably know Dave Carroll, Dope Marketing out in Minnesota. He'll be coming out here for the boot camp, and he can do a lot of your printed materials. He's already got a setup, so you got the yard signs, the brochures,
door hangers,
all that.
everything, yeah.
And now look, guys, the other reason we're doing this today, July 1st. July 1st in Florida. Florida just passed the most unconstitutional as fuck bill I've ever heard in my life. Excuse my language. Unconstitutional AF, you guys know what that means?
Oh, yeah. Meaning,
as if 𝐒𝐴 wasn't bad enough and unconstitutional, as we all know, Florida passed a bill which even is worse than UPA. Okay, so I can't do this anymore.
No more knocking doors.
Well, you can knock doors, but
for roofs.
You can knock doors for roofs.
Oh.
It's what you say at the door that matters. It's what your brochure says. It's what your telemarketer says. It's what your email says. What your door hanger. I can't say, "Hey, my name is Anthony. I'm out here with RFC Restoration, and we're doing free property inspections. And it looks like half of your roof's blown off. Oh my gosh, you probably need some tarps. And by the way, you might get that roof paid for by the insurance company. Let's go ahead and knock out this inspection."
No more of that.
Now, depending on how you say that, you can certainly go up and knock a door for inspection for damage. But if you start using the word, and by the way, I don't agree with it at all, but if you use the word your insurance company is going to pay for your roof, if your door hanger says that, if you use the word anything about a free roof from your insurance company, you could be subject to a $10,000 fine, criminal penalties, and guess what? Your customer could not have to pay you at the end. Now, most of you guys are smart. You'll change your language a little bit. There's some good Florida attorneys that are already consulting you guys. I know Harvey's consulting you guys on how to better approach that door so you don't cross the line. It's ridiculous in my book. If half your roof's missing, it's pretty obvious you got an insurance claim. I don't need a license to tell you that. But apparently what Florida's playing that game right now is signed by a Republican governor. Shame on him. I might even call the Attorney General. I paid her $50,000 to show up at my last deal. I got her cell phone on me. I'll call her and tell her to investigate that law because I believe it's unconstitutional. Yeah. But that still takes a year to overturn city and state laws, even if they are unconstitutional. In the meantime, guys, guess what? Hey, my name's Anthony with RFC Restoration, solar division, mind you. We're out here doing a 10-point energy assessment, see if you qualify for up to a 40% savings on your utility bill.
40%.
And you might also qualify for some new federal tax incentives, yada, yada, yada. And that's the solar sale. Now it's probably a little better than that. I don't do that one, but very similar. Now I get on the property anyways. Now for the solar inspection, as we move through these courses, I actually learned some stuff. You need to take a picture of the meter bill.
Yep.
You get the copy of the utility bill, take a picture of the meter, and you got to do some kind of brief look at the roof to see it is in proper condition to put solar on. I got all the solar installers and manufacturers right now typing up a letter. They already have a letter that says they cannot install solar on an old dilapidated roof.
Can't do it, guys.
But I'm having some special language added that they cannot install solar on a visibly hail damaged or wind damaged roof, which is the same as an old roof because it could dysfunction, be leak, and they're warranty.
Because eventually, yeah, they are going to need a re-roof, so might as well get the job done.
So guess what? You can still get through that door. You can still take a look at that roof, and inadvertently that letter is going to file a claim. Now, you can check with your lawyers and PAs. You still might want to use them to massage that process, but I'm telling you, the assembly line's still there if you come at it this way. Even if you don't have that problem like Florida, guess what? That old hail from 1999, I used to do it. I used to be great at it. They're like, "Hey, sir, we had a hailstorm here 8,000 years ago, and then a small marble-sized one last year, which reinvigorated the claim process. You may or may not have damage out there, but if you do, you might be eligible for a new roof paid by your insurance company." Okay, we get it. We all use that in our flyers and all that kind of stuff, and most guys will still do that. The problem with that sales pitch, let's say in the state of Texas, is when 20 other guys hit that same door, the same pitch, people start to get that tune-out effect, okay? And what I'm telling you guys is after a fresh storm, yeah, that pitch works real good. The guys that's what I used to do. I made a lot of money doing that. But second year storm later on, or after 20 guys hit the same house, people start tuning that thing out. Or someone like my mom, scared to file a claim, doesn't want to really talk about that kind of stuff. Hey, my name's Anthony with RFC Restoration. Hey, we're out doing a 10-point energy assessment. You guys know about the new federal incentive laws? There's an opportunity here to possibly save 40% of your. What I'm saying is, it could be another way in the door that inadvertently gets you on the roof to find the hail damage. That one person that believes they don't have any hail because the roof's not leaking, and you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people out, "Hey, it's not leaking. I don't have a claim. Why don't get out of here?" No. That's another way. Whether you have a Florida bullshit non-solicitation law or not, it's another way to get on a roof, a friendlier way. Let's be honest, half the country is moving green. Whether you believe in the icebergs melting or not, there's a green movement out there, and that's a friendly call to make to inadvertently get on a roof and find hail. By the way, great opportunity here for solar saving your bill. Unfortunately, you found some hail damage on here, and X inadvertently leads back to filing a claim because they have hail damage on the roof. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, whether you have that non-solicitation law or not, you're giving your sales associates, which are pitches that we put in our deal, another friendly way to get on that roof and do an inspection. Not everybody is all about the hail inspection when our roof's not caving in. Some people just don't believe it and don't want you on a roof. But if you're going to save me my utility bill, if that was my mom, for example, she'd want to listen to you. She'd love to save her utility bill 40%.
Who wouldn't?
But she might not let you on your roof to go inspect for hail when she can't see it. So sometimes coming at things another way opens the door. Just look at it that way as well. Think about sales recruiting. Everybody's got a sales recruiting problem. We launched a recruiting division. Thank God we're in that thing in a couple weeks. It sucks bringing in recruits. Guess what? There's a whole younger movement of cats, young cats, guys and girls, that are all into the green movement. And they might actually come work for your company because you're helping save the world with solar to do this on the solar sale, but they want nothing to do with the hail sale. We saw that happen with a couple clients here last week. They attracted a bunch of young 20, 25-year-olds that are all into the green movement. So there's a lot of reasons, guys, to look at this model. We had a lot of questions this week, so I thought it'd be fun to explain to you in cheeseburger terms. It really comes down to what kind of burger do you want to build? And if you want to learn more about that, guys, Solar Boot Camp, July 9th and 10th. Check out our solar course, or hit us up on a road on a solar road tour coming up July 19th.
Yep.
And that's a booyah, baby. So guys, we gotta get this shit together. I mean, people want to do business with fun people. You know what I mean?
Doing the things that are different that really stand us out, you know?
I mean, we got 3 burgers here.